So this is channel, and as part and parcel of my calling and my purpose and my walk on this earth, part of my reason for existence and being, I have the distinct pleasure and opportunity from this gift of life to be able to come on and share a Sunday ministry message. And I procrastinated on this message today. I did have one of my friends in the faith who is not religious, but definitely connected, mentioned to me about procrastination. And I'll definitely say that I procrastinated this today because there's so much that I can share that God, life, creator, place about the sacredness of life while we're here. Why family is so important, why the covenant marriage with God is so important. We're living in a culture that has gotten away from covenant, that doesn't really understand covenant when it comes to God and life and the sacredness of life. And we live in a culture that doesn't know what life is about, that doesn't really honor, respect the purpose and meaning of life. And seeking really to know the deeper meaning of life. I'll like get on social media. I'll get on social media and different platforms, and I just start seeing like where everybody's focus is at, and it's not on creator, it's not on life. And then I'm just seeing where the generations that are coming after me are at, and a lot of people they're not focused on God and family and marriage. It's a lot of, they call it intimacy. I call it just like sleeping around with other people and not honoring what Creator Almighty ordained for life and marriage and family. And something that is even coming full circle in my life, and the reason why I talk about family so much is because I was taught that family is everything. So when I got married, that was a forever thing, till death do you part, in sickness and in health. I took all that very seriously. I don't even know, would have chose to co-create life with my daughter's dad if I didn't take the covenant that we were stepping into seriously. I went back and forth, trying to figure out if it was real for him, the steps that we took in our covenant with God together. Because when it was just us, we prayed to God together. We entered into our covenant together, before God in prayer, and asked God to bless us with a child so that we could have a family and be a family. This was obviously well before, I'll call it the dark night of his soul, and his addictions and getting involved with the wrong people set in, and got a stronghold in our life and in our marriage. And I look back and I see that he was sincere. He wouldn't have married me if he didn't love me, and we definitely would not have had a child together, and ask God for that if we did each other and if that wasn't on our hearts. And I hope that this message reads, people who are thinking about getting divorced or are divorced, to just get it together for your children's sake, and remember that there was a time where you loved each other, or else you probably wouldn't have had children, and had children, co-created life together. So I share what I'm sharing so far because the covenant that you make with God is very real. And that covenant that you enter into with God, that's something that man, court, a judge, a county, or anything like that, they can't separate that, because there was covenant with God before there were courts and counties and states and any of that. God is bigger than any of that. Creator is bigger than any of that. Life is bigger than all of that. And I have been in intercessory prayer for 22 years for my daughter's dad. I have a meeting with another ministry tomorrow, a married couple that specializes in intercessory prayer and the prophetic. And I'm things with my daughter's dad, the only covenant husband that I've ever had, that I'm getting them to join with me in prayer about. It's a huge step for me. And I'm sharing this as an ordained minister because we're not meant to walk and in our prayer walk. And yes, we walk with God. And this is that I've been reading for a long time, since I first heard about it. I've been reading the Bible since I was 15 years old. I know Yahushua HaMashiach is the one who self-exists and delivers, and who has delivered me and my daughter's dad and kept us. I'm very aware that our life is a miracle. So I just want to encourage everybody to remember covenant with God and your covenant relationships with God, Creator, and life, because it affects your children. My daughter's dad, he started going through some really dark things 9 years ago. And I know it was worse than his struggle with addiction. It was some real dark night of the soul stuff, and got involved with the wrong people. And I have covered him in prayer for